Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful garbage mouth, and if you're not into that or weird shit in general, this is not the place for you. Feel free to exit out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I'll remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the overall review of the products, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. Guys, I am not really married to this background either, but again, I just kind of wanted to take myself out of that sterile environment and pop myself over here. And look, you can see the fur on my chair. I'm a booty guru. I don't know. It's just a work in progress, so don't mind for the next probably like fucking 5 videos. It's gonna be different backgrounds because I'm just trying to test some stuff out. But in the meantime, here's a little cute devil in the corner, so. I actually had a lot of comments and questions asking me about the ghosts that lived in my house and if I had any ghosts that live in this apartment. And I'm happy to say that I haven't seen anything since moving in. Granted, it's only been a little over a week, but I haven't experienced anything, no dread, no like someone staring at me from the corner, none of that here. Although I will say that the person that lived in this apartment before me did die. Not here. Everyone that has met me so far in this building is like,
oh yeah, the person that lived in there before you, yeah, he died, but not here, in hospice.
So I'm like, okay. The guy that lived here, his name was Jose. I haven't seen Jose, but I imagine he was here for about 40 years. I imagine Jose has some sort of attachment to this place, so I make sure I treat everything with the utmost respect. So in the off chance that Jose does visit, he can see that we are keeping the place very nice. But I do want to share with you a couple of terrifying things that did happen when I was in my old place just about 1 week before I moved here. So some of you guys know, if you have been with me for a while, like sometimes you hear footsteps in my videos, sometimes like you'd hear knocking around and all that stuff like that. And of course it was no different. Like I would always constantly hear like walking around and all that good stuff. The most terrifying thing probably is when I was in the shower and occasionally I would just hear on the bathroom door, nobody was home. So that happened twice, and I did not tell anybody that because I was fucking terrified, and I figured if I started talking about it, it would happen more, so I really chose to ignore it. Nothing is more fucking terrifying when you're in the shower lathering your hair and you just hear, and no one's saying housekeeping on the other side. Whew. But I think probably one of the weirdest things that probably happened was when me and Alex were together. So one night me and Alex were on Discord talking to the people that belong to the Miserable Three, and if you don't know what that is, everything's linked down below. Come, feel free to join our family. We're weird. We don't judge. One night we were doing a group chat, which we tend to do sometimes on Friday nights. So me and Alex are sitting in our living room and we bought a bunch of shit to fill this apartment, a lot of stuff from Target and whatever. There was a bag in the corner that had like a lamp, and it had some other shit that we got from Target. We both saw the bag. The bag was like undisturbed, right? It wasn't like there was a fan or an air conditioner blasting at it at all. It was stationary. We actually saw the bag fucking go like this, as if somebody was looking in it. And I wanted to be like, yo motherfucker, you didn't fucking pay for this shit. Why are you touching my shit, bitch? But I didn't because, you know, the ghosts are terrifying. So instead I just was like, huh. And then we got off the fucking Discord chat shortly after because I couldn't concentrate because all I kept thinking was, oh my God, the ghost is going through my shit, beach. All right, so that happened. So the last morning that we were at our place, we had a lot to do that morning before the movers come. Kind of just take care of last minute shit, make sure that we cover the mattress and all that stuff. Now, I didn't see this, but Alex told me that when we were flipping the mattress up and I was holding it on one side, he actually saw a fucking black shadow just kind of go around me and then exit out the room. Had I seen it that close to me, I think I probably would have had a heart attack. So I'm thankful that I fucking didn't. Oh, you have no fucking idea. Needless to say, he didn't tell me that until we left the place because he knew that I would be fucking terrified and I wouldn't be able to like stay in the house. It's actually kind of crazy how active they became in the end because they would be just constant like things shifting, and it's not like, and I really just wanted it to be a mouse. I just wanted it to be a fucking mouse, but it wasn't a mouse though. It's actually kind of really funny at the end, like a lot of things, like there would just be weird knockings on the wall, not like neighbor stuff, but it would just be like from my closet, I would just hear a knock and stuff. That was terrifying. So I saw my mom this past weekend for a little bit because she just went to Maine and she wound up bringing me something back. When I went to go visit her, you know, I was asking her like, oh, so how's the house been? She's like, oh, it's been fine. It's been very quiet, very quiet. And I was like, okay. She goes, except for the fact that the lamps keep turning on and off, but other than that, it's been fine. And I was like, sorry. So I think the ghosts kind of are annoyed that nobody's downstairs, so they went upstairs to hang out with my mom and stepdad, so sorry. So yeah, thankfully I haven't seen anything yet, but time will only tell. Ooh. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Alyssa Edwards palette, this little beach right here. But before I give you my overall thoughts, let me read you a little bit about the palette first. Alyssa Edwards eyeshadow palette retails for $45. A collaboration between Anastasia Beverly Hills and Alyssa Edwards, this limited edition palette features Alyssa's must-have shadows and pressed pigments for gorgeous looks. Created in collaboration with the drag queen extraordinaire and star of RuPaul's Drag Race, Alyssa Edwards, this limited edition palette features 14 all-new shadows and pressed pigments, including 11 mattes and 3 metallics for creating vivacious looks for day and night. I don't get cute, I get drop dead gorgeous, and now you can too. My dream for this palette was to create a color story that will give you life, the one that will bring out the inner beast in everyone. I
fucking love
Alyssa Edwards. Like, I fucking love her. And had she not been kicked off of the All-Stars fucking too soon, goddamn Roxy, it would have been very, very close between her and Alaska. Ultimately, I think Alaska would have won because Alaska is fucking queen. But Alyssa should be an all-star because that bitch is fucking amazing. I can't even do her fucking mouth pops, man. In any case, I was so fucking excited to try this palette because I'm a huge fan of RuPaul's Drag Race and a huge fan of hers. And listen, I love to support me a good fucking queen up in here, okay? For $45, what exactly do you get? One, you get this really, really adorable palette. I really do love that it's a plastic carton. It's not that bullshit stuffed animal fur, and it's not that weird canvasy tote bag feeling that Riviera has. This is very nice. It's actually very easy to clean, so even if I do get my little stubby Cheeto fingers all over it, I can easily clean this motherfucker. I love on the back that it has Alyssa Edwards' signature on it, and it just feels so special. So when you open her up, you get 14 beautiful shades. You get this great mirror and of course the standard ABH brush. So at first when I saw this palette, I thought immediately that it looked like two things. One, that it looked like the ABH Riviera palette to some degree, and I feel like it kind of also looked a little bit like the actual lip palette from ABH, which Tara Kruger gave me, who also actually has a really, really nice review and tutorial on this palette, and I will make sure to link it down below because he's super awesome and you should go check that bitch out. Tell him I said, hey girl, hey! Now with that said, I have seen a couple of reviews on this guy and they've been pretty mixed. Some people like it, some people hate it, some people are like, meh, middle of the road. And I definitely think there are some really great moments in this palette, and I also think that they're kind of like, a little duds. I used every shade in this palette with the exception of BBDC, which I believe that is her dance company. So unfortunately I cannot speak to that shade, but I can talk about the other ones. So when I initially swatched these guys, they were awful. They were horrible. They were actually dry, which I'm not very familiar with that kind of formula for ABH because I feel like the last few palettes that I have purchased from ABH, they have been very creamy and buttery and soft and very pigmented. So when I got these, I was like, thankfully, as we all know, swatches really don't mean that much because when applied with the brush, these are great. But the formula is very, very dry, and it kind of reminds me of Sugar Pill in that way. So with that said, let me kind of go shade by shade here. Now, this white shade headliner, not the best. It's okay. It's not my favorite white. If we were to compare it to the ABH Riviera palette, this is super fucking pigmented. This is very, very dry, and you have to build up, build up, build up, build up, build up, and it kind of becomes a little opaque, but it's nothing that's truthfully amazing. So honestly, I cheated with this eye because as I did place this down about 6 fucking times, I went over with this twice and it was like, okay, there's pigment. The bitch got pigment. So I will say that if you're looking for a really good white, I don't recommend this one. I say stick with either the Riviera palette or the white that's in the Blood Sugar Jeffree Star palette, or the shade that's in Sugar Pill. I think it's called Taco, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say Taco, but I think it's Taco. I don't know. The white shade, this one, yeah, awesome. So you see, I'm digging in this fucking pan, okay? All right. Automatically just feeling the difference between the two. This is just so much more. I mean, come on.
Come on, bitch.
This is like cocaine right here. Yeah, see? Not just with one swatch. So that kind of bummed me out a little bit, but it's not terrible. The next shade, Inspire, is a very pretty gold shade, but this is a very, very light gold shade. Very pretty gold shade. So as you can see, like the ABH one is definitely a little bit darker. I would say that the metallics in the Alyssa Edwards palette are very similar to the metallics that are in the Riviera palette. The other thing I do want to point out with the shadow is that initially I used it with the felt tip applicator and I wasn't getting any pigment whatsoever. I didn't understand why. So then I switched it up and used a brush with some setting spray and it worked just fine. Then I also used my finger and that worked fine as well. Just for whatever reason, a felt tip applicator on these shimmers, they just weren't going anywhere. I don't know why, but whatever. The next one is Unicorn Tribe. That is very, very, very fucking pretty. It's such a nice, pretty kind of purpley pink shade. Swatch wise, awful. It's not good. Actually, this is a little bit better. Oh, you know why? You know why this is good? Because I actually just put this on my hand. Oh, bitch. Okay, Brick Road. And it's so fucking soft. It is on the drier side for sure, but this bitch though, is it the best yellow that I've ever used? No, but I think it's actually a pretty decent fucking yellow, and it's like that nice like marigold kind of color. Oh girl, fuck me up. I love that one. That was actually probably my favorite shade in this whole palette, because your bitch loves a good fucking yellow. What can I say? I'm always on the quest for yellow. Even though I've already found it, I'm still on it. So I highly recommend that yellow. I think it's really good. The next color, Texas Made, super pretty. I loved it. And it's actually, I know a lot of people were saying that this color looks very similar to the Riviera one, so I kind of want to show you what that one looks like. All right, so this is the Bahama shade from the Riviera palette, and this is Texas Made. You know, they do look a little bit similar, but I will say though, wow, this is a very dry formula on my skin. It has such a beautiful opacity. But as you can see, like, it's two different formulas. The other thing I do want to say is that these guys do stain, especially the pink and purple shades. Here you go. Yep. All right, that's gonna live on my hand for a couple of days. Great. This Dream It shade is this very beautiful blue color that's gorgeous as well. Back rolls. The brown shade was okay. I feel like it didn't really do much for me. I used it on the outer corner. Let me zoom you in, show you what I'm talking about. Sorry, my lighting is a little dark today. Aha, here we go. All right, so as you can see, the brown shade is on my outer corner, and it's kind of, it doesn't really add anything to it. I just wanted something to kind of give my look a little bit more dimension, but yeah, it's all right. It's kind of patchy. It wasn't my favorite shade in the whole fucking palette. It works better than the black, because the black's on this side. Oh God, I hate that black. Yeah, the brown was okay. It wasn't great. I feel like some of these shadows, because they are pressed pigments, you have to pack them on. You can't really blend them out, because once you start blending them out, they kind of act a little bit like Subculture, where they'll just kind of like disappear into nothing. So you really kind of have to place these with ease. But I did find that the shade Back Rolls and the shade Base were the ones that were kind of the most disappointing for me, because as much as I would try to pack them on, it would just be very, I don't know, it would be very lackluster. They would look a little patchy, or they would start to kind of disappear in my eyes, and that kind of sucks. So let me show you the black on this side. Yeah, see? Oh. I feel like in a way that I ruined the look a little bit by adding the black. But again, I just wanted to add a little bit of dimension to my eye look. I think I should have probably went in with the purple, but I fucked up. I don't know, it just looks very patchy. I'm not a fan of it. All right, as we keep going, the shade Believe was very pretty, and it looks very different from the purple shade that is in the Riviera palette. So here, and on this side is the shade Cons. So I kind of just want to like take these off my hands immediately. I don't want any more fucking staining. I have to go to work tomorrow. The shade Beyond is a very beautiful metallic shade. This is gorgeous. I love this like hot pink color. So pretty. I also want to show you the other metallic purple shade in here. So pretty. This is a beautiful purple. However, it's not my favorite purple. I think my favorite purple is actually from Lethal Cosmetics. So this purple shade from Lethal Cosmetics, let me show you the difference between those.
Oh, fuck me up, bitch.
So let me show you the Alyssa Edwards one. God, that Lethal Cosmetics one. Fuck me up. And the reason why I thought about that Lethal Cosmetics shade is because of my good friend on here. Her name is Emily. She actually recently started her YouTube channel not too long ago, and she's just an adorable little fucking pumpkin that I would love to eat. And she did a video not too long ago on her channel shopping her stash based off of the shades that are in this palette. And I think she found some really nice dupes within her collection, so she doesn't necessarily need to buy this palette. Anyway, I invite you to go check out her video. It's super fucking cool. And also she does feature a lot of indie cosmetics. And honestly, I think indie cosmetics are so much fucking better than the brands that you find in the stores. So please go check her out. Tell her I said hi, and I love her. Next one is Ho. Love that one. That one was also very good. I had no issues with that one. And then as well as the Supreme. I thought the Supreme was beautiful. I thought they were very good. So now let me show you the little looks that I created with this palette. So here are the two looks that I created. Oh my God, look at me. How cute, right? I found that a lot of the colors blended very well together. And that even though they did require me to kind of pack them on a little bit, I really actually like the looks that I created. The only thing that really kind of bums me out is kind of the dark shade over here, and I think it kind of just made the look a little bit more muddier. I probably should have just stuck with the fucking purple, but whatever, I digress. What I love about these shadows is that there was actually minimal fallout, which is really funny. I think it's because it's a drier formula. I also loved how these colors can blend together seamlessly, and it didn't really require a lot of kind of buffing or blending. Things kind of just work together very well. I don't experience any sort of eye irritation with these bright colors or these pressed pigments, other than the light staining that I'm probably going to experience with the pink shades when I clean them off. Overall, I really think this is a good fucking palette. The biggest difference between this palette and say the Riviera palette or any of the other ABH palettes is that this is a completely dry formula. But in a way, I actually almost prefer it because I don't have any fallout on my fucking face. Yeah, the swatches suck, but who gives a shit? If they work on the brush, then that's really all that matters, right? So for the price point of $45, honestly, I think it's a little fucking steep because it is a limited edition piece and it is a collaboration. I imagine, you know, a good chunk is going to be going to Alyssa Edwards. So whatever, it is what it is, and I'm glad that I did purchase this. However, I don't think it's really worth $45. If it was at more of a $35, $38 price point, I would say like awesome, it's totally worth the money. While I really do like the color story and it is very Alyssa Edwards, I feel like this is not something that can be an everyday palette. The neutrals in this palette are not the best. They're okay. I feel like those are the shadows that you are going to be using actually on a day-to-day basis if you were to make this more of an everyday palette. And if they don't really work, then what's the point? So that's kind of something to keep in the back of your mind. If you are a fan of Alyssa Edwards and ABH and all that good stuff, just know that the formula is a little bit different compared to the other palettes, but I actually kind of think I prefer this formula over the other one because I literally do not have any fallout on my face, and that's pretty fucking amazing. So if you do have an Ulta available where you are, and if you do have some points or you have the 20% off Prestige coupon, I'd say pick up this palette with those coupons in mind. Sephora, this is never gonna be fucking on sale. It just isn't. And if you buy it straight from the ABH website, I doubt it's ever gonna be on sale. My recommendation for those who are near Ulta, go purchase it that way. Save yourself a couple of bucks because I definitely do think that this palette is worth it, just not at the price point of where it's at. I will say though, I am happy that I did purchase this palette. You know, even at the $45 price point, to me, it's not a huge fucking deal only because I am a huge supporter of Alyssa Edwards. You know, I just think she's fucking fantastic. I'm okay with that, but practicality wise, I don't think it's really worth $45. And if you don't know who the fuck she is or really don't care about anything like that, if you were just gonna buy the palette kind of based off the color story, it should be a little bit less. Let me know down below how you feel about this palette, if you like it, if you hate it, if you don't give a shit about it. Give me your favorite Alyssa Edwards quote, whatever the case may be. Let me know because I love hearing from you guys. On that note, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Discord. On Thursdays, we have the Miserable Three. And there's probably another thing that I'm leaving out, but whatever, fuck it. I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.